Strategies that you will need to succeed on the TOEFL test. Let's discuss what will help you to pass this TOEFL test very well. First of all, start preparing early. Start your preparation as soon as you decide to take the TOEFL test. It's really not a good idea to start preparing for the TOEFL test a week before the exam. It's bad. Really devote a lot of time to your preparation, have at least a month, go slowly through this course, it will prepare you really well, and really start preparing as soon as you decide to take the TOEFL, not later. Study often, at least for a little bit. It is so much better to have regular study sessions throughout the week, for example, half an hour every day or half an hour every other day, than to have a lot of studying hours once a week. So it's really much better to study regularly for a little bit than to study once in a long period of time for a lot of hours and then forget about it for another week. So really try to have study sessions every day or at least every other day so that you can practice regularly. Practice English. Every English practice helps you prepare for the TOEFL test. If you read a newspaper, it helps you with your reading skills. If you listen to a radio, it helps you with your listening skills. If you're speaking English, even with yourself or even with your friend, even if it's not a native speaker, it helps you prepare for the speaking section. And then if you write emails or if you read newspapers or if you study grammar or study vocabulary, it all helps you with all the other sections such as writing and many more. So any English practice will help you to prepare. So while you're preparing for the TOEFL test, do not forget about anything else. For example, you can just turn on the TV, even if you're not listening to it, even if you're not paying attention, it is somewhere there playing, still you are in an English speaking environment. So any English practice helps you, even if you don't pay attention to it, even if it's playing somewhere there, it helps you prepare for the TOEFL test. So really try to immerse yourself in an English environment as much as you can. Of course, this course will help you because it's all in English, and it was really good choice of you to choose this course because it will provide you with a lot of English practice. But still, if you have an opportunity to practice English outside of your TOEFL preparation, do it. Practice on time. So the TOEFL test is all about budgeting your time. The time is always limited. In the reading section, it's limited. In the listening section, it's limited. In the speaking section, it's crazy. It's so limited, and you have to prepare for it. In your writing section, you also have a very limited time to write your essays. So it's very important that you use timer or stopwatch while you're preparing for the TOEFL test. When you're doing exercises, while you're preparing for the TOEFL test, have your phone with you. Open the timer or the stopwatch there and really do the exercises with the time. It will help you a lot to prepare for the TOEFL better. Know your goal. You should go to the websites of the universities where you want to apply, or you should look at the job descriptions where you want to send your TOEFL score and really see what score is required. Usually, the most prestigious schools in the United States require that you pass your TOEFL to 100 points out of 120. So perhaps 100 is your goal. So then this course will help you to reach that 100. If your goal is higher, for example, you're applying to a very specific program and it wants more than 100, or maybe no, your goal is actually lower because you're applying to a program which doesn't want 100, they want 80 or 85, it's fine, but you want to know that score because you want to know your goal. Your goal will help you to study better, to actually know what to expect and what do you need to achieve, and once you achieve it, you can celebrate, you can go, you're ready for the TOEFL test. So really know your goal in advance, go to the websites, check it, and know what you need to achieve on the TOEFL test. Learn the test format. We will be devoting a lot of attention here to learning the test format. That's why I will use the program and I will show you where all the buttons are, the way they will be on the original exam. And also I will show you how the test works, how the questions work, how do you choose the answer. So you really need to pay attention to those details because when you arrive to the TOEFL test, you might be really stressed out. So you want to have this covered. You want to know where is the button you need to press, what are the answer choices, where do you need to pick two answers, where do you need to pick just one answer, how do you write the TOEFL essay, what do you do. So all of it about the test format, which is computer based, which is internet based. So you go to a test center and you sit in front of a computer. know the test format because it will help you to pass the TOEFL better. Alright, so these were the strategies that will help you with your TOEFL test. But also, TOEFL wants to check if you have certain skills. The skills that you will need at the university. TOEFL wants to know if you're prepared for your academic life in the future in your university. So, for example, can you take notes on the lectures in the future? Or can you paraphrase? Or will you have problems with plagiarism? So those are kind of the skills that TOEFL is really interested and curious about, and they really want to check those skills in their test already. So that means if you succeed on the TOEFL test, then you're going to succeed in college life. So how do they do it? There are 3 important skills that TOEFL check all the time, pretty much in every section. The first one is note-taking. This is your ability to take notes while you're listening. So for example, if you will be on an academic lecture at the university in the future, will you be able to take notes after the professor? So TOEFL really wants to check if you're good with taking notes. So they check it everywhere except the reading section. In the listening section, you will have to take a lot of notes. In the speaking section, you will have to take a lot of notes. In the writing section, you will also have to take notes. So note-taking is a very important skill, and we will be covering in this course how do you take notes efficiently, how do you help yourself to take the notes better. So we will be really working on developing the note-taking skill for you. The second TOEFL skill that they always check is paraphrasing. For example, if you read something in the text and then there is a question about a specific detail from the text, it will always be paraphrased because they want to know if you can read a text and then actually recognize the same information if it's written in different words. In the writing, for example, they give you the text and you need to summarize it, but you cannot just copy the phrases. If you do, it means that in college you're going to be doing the same thing, which means that you're going to have problem with plagiarism. And plagiarism is a really serious problem. People get kicked out of the universities if they plagiarize. So that's why the TOEFL really wants to check if you can paraphrase. So this is a very important skill, and we will also be practicing it a lot. Summarizing, the last TOEFL skill that they check everywhere, summarizing. If you are able to read something or listen to something, so have some information and actually understand what is important and what is not important. So get all the important information and leave out all the details. It's especially crucial for reading section, but it's also very important for listening, speaking, and writing. They check it everywhere. So summarizing is also a very important TOEFL skill, which will help you in your college life in the future and which we will be practicing a lot on our course. So these are the TOEFL skills that you will need, and in the next section you can actually try the real TOEFL test. You don't have to do it. It's okay if you want to skip that part and go straight to the theory and straight to learning how to do all the sections. But if you want to have a try and see how is your TOEFL already, like what are we starting from, in the next section you can actually take the test. So if you want, go ahead. If not, you can skip it, and let's continue to reading section. Thanks for watching.